can't try it until you buy it.
I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Somehow, still not the worst movie in the franchise. With the release of the new I Know What You Did Last Summer this week, I'm getting caught up on my I Know What You Did Last Summer content. This movie is ridiculous. I just reviewed this movie on VHS if you want my full thoughts on it. Let's get into the blood.
But this place didn't have a murder rate until you people showed up.
Welcome back to the Act of Violence channel. My name is Alec. Let's get right into these kills. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. This was shot in Mexico. It was actually a joint production between Mexico, Germany, and the United States. It was shot in an abandoned resort, very secluded, right? Which leads to the atmosphere of the movie, which is, I have to say, probably the best part of the movie. Now, the first death we're going to encounter is Dave, who is played by John Hawkes. Now, John Hawkes is a guy you'll recognize from movies like A Perfect Storm, From Dusk Till Dawn, and he actually has quite an interesting death, at least when you are ranking these on a scale, and that's how we're going to be doing this. If not for one annoying character's death being very satisfying because we no longer have to deal with him, this would probably be the best death in the movie. However, we'll talk about that in a moment. John Hawkes, I honestly wish he would have been in a little bit more of this movie, but he does have one of the best deaths in the movie. Like, the hook through the mouth is, you know, there's something visceral about getting stabbed in the mouth. Your reaction to it, watching it, makes me sick to think about. And for all those reasons, we're going to throw Dave into the A tier. Definitely one of the better kills in the movie, and that's saying a lot. Like, I have to give these kills way more credit than they deserve to be able to do this list. Next up, we've got Derek, who is sort of a dockhand, if I remember correctly, and he basically has a very uneventful death. Like, it's reminiscent, sort of like old Friday the 13th movies where, like, you feel like you're supposed to see more, but they cut it out, and his death is completely off screen. It's kind of a bummer. I do like the lead up to it, though, so we're going to throw it in C tier. Not quite at the bottom. Next up, we've got another sort of minor character, not one of our leads, Olga. And she has a very simple death as well. Again, I don't even have much to say about the character of Olga. This death is, you know, it's quick, it's uneventful, it's just so we can rack up a higher body count, you know? But at the same time, some of these characters, I feel like, are just getting killed because they're in the way of these other characters. Like, and that's just a little ridiculous. Very much like Max in the first movie, just like this woman did not deserve to die. This one's going in the D tier. Justice for Olga. Next up, we've got Titus, played by Jack Black. This is one of the worst characters in the history of film. I'm not exaggerating. I genuinely feel this way. And a lot of that's because I'm not a big Jack Black fan by any means, but listen, you put dreads on the dude, you make him say really cliche stoner shit, and it goes past being like, oh, this is funny, to this is fucking bad. This is dog shit. This is diarrhea vomit. For longtime fans of the channel, you may notice sometimes lately I've been getting a little bit more cynical with some of my takes. And yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Most of the time I talk about stuff I love, and I don't often review stuff that I'm not super passionate about. Sometimes it happens though, folks, and this is what we end up with. We end up with fucking Jack Black with dreads. But then he gets killed. So it goes in the S tier. We love to see this character die. This is better than seeing, like, the Emperor die at the end of Return of the Jedi, you know what I mean? This guy was a menace. But seriously though, the hook through the hand, and then the gardening shears in the chest. Perfect end to an annoying son of a bitch. And next up, we've got Mr. Brooks, who we don't see his death, again, off screen, although the presentation of his death is very classic horror, very classic slasher. Now, while Darwin blocks my view, I'll explain. Mr. Brooks is actually played by Jeffrey Combs, which is very cool because this guy was in Reanimator and The Frighteners. This guy's a horror legend. He honestly deserved probably a better death than an off-screen kill, but what are you gonna do? He's gonna go also in C tier just because, you know, they tried, I guess. Next up, we've got Tyrell, and this character is full of, like, one-liners. There's actually a lot of really interesting one-liners in this movie. It does have that going for it.
Let's head to the pantry.
Why? Is that a good place to hide?
I don't know, I'm just fucking hungry. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm fucking horny. And personally, I haven't seen one goddamn psycho killer.
And I honestly forgot that this guy was in this. He's played by Mekhi Phifer. If you're a big horror fan, you'll recognize him from 2004's Dawn of the Dead. And honestly, he's a pretty good actor. I wish we saw him pop up more in some of these horror movies. Like, he's good in this style of movie. And his death is one of my favorites. If we're ranking this on a scale, you know, I don't know if this is a shocker to anybody, but this is going S tier for me. This guy's character dies sort of out of nowhere. It's sort of a jump scare, but it's also, like, not an extremely quick death. And it reminds me of Max's death from the first movie. Next up, we've got Estes, played by Bill Cobbs. You may recognize him from People Under the Stairs. Now, this movie is filled with excellent actors. I mean, I will say that. Lots of cool people. And his is sort of a twofer with Nancy. I'll explain. Basically, he gets harpooned by Ben from the back, and then falls onto Nancy, where Ben sort of pushes it into her, too. It's sort of a 2-for-1 kill, and actually the creativeness here, I really appreciate it. It reminded me a little bit of the slow stab from Jason Takes Manhattan. You know, the first couple kills in that movie. Suffice to say, big fan of Jason Takes Manhattan, and big fan of these deaths, at least in this movie context. We're going to throw them in the A tier as well. Next up, we just got the Willis family, Will and Ben. Now, Will's character, I will say, very predictable, very tropey, and he gets killed by his own father. It's revealed, you know, that he's the killer with his father. They've been secretly orchestrating this together. And honestly, I'm not here to criticize the plot because, what plot? But Will's death is, it's kind of right in the middle, you know? I don't hate it as much as I hate others. It's a little goofy, but we're going to throw it in the B tier, just right in the middle there. And then you have Ben Willis, which I guess you can say he dies even though he pops up at the end. I don't know if that's a dream, a vision, like it kind of was supposed to be at the end of the last movie. But that kind of was ignored and then explained away by the dreams at the beginning of this movie. But is she still dreaming? I mean, it makes sense that she would be, but the next movie, you know, Ben is a zombie, so I guess that's why we include him on this list. But he's shot with another ridiculous one-liner, this time from Julie.
Just fucking die!
Pretty goofy, pretty silly, can't take it very seriously. It's gonna go in the D tier. Not a big fan. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? Let me know how you guys would rank these. I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. Are you stoked to see I Know What You Did Last Summer? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to go tonight. We'll see what happens. If you like this video, be sure to check out this one and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
Let's head to the pantry.
Why? Is that a good place to hide?
I don't know, I'm just fucking hungry.